Welcome back. Today our commander is Baylen the Haymaker. This 4/3 rabbit warrior that is perfect for Naya tokens has 3 amazing abilities. Its first ability allows you to tap 2 untapped tokens you control to add 1 mana of any color, tap 3 untapped tokens you control to draw a card, or to tap 4 untapped tokens you control to put 3 +1/+1 counters on Baylen the Haymaker, and it gains trample until the end of turn. So with this we're going to be trying to make as many tokens as possible, and since Baylen doesn't specify creatures, it can be any tokens we want, we're going to be running a lot of different things to make these tokens. To start, we have Song of Totentans and March of the Multitude. These obvious includes are perfect for the deck because it allows us to pay X to make as many tokens as we really want to. Especially with March, we can also convoke using our creatures to make even more tokens. Furthering this, we also have Ancient Gold Dragon and Ancient Copper Dragon for essentially win cons, because we're going to get so much value off these cards when they hit in for damage. It's just going to be perfect. And we have a lot of token triplers with Oyortok or token doublers with Doubling Season, and many more. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the games. Okay, this hand is actually almost insane. This hand's really good with the amount of curve that's within it, and the Mural to go against the Jin Cataxius. I mean, that's just almost perfect. Island turn 1, and we draw a Delighted Halfling. How could this get even any better? Play the Delighted Halfling turn 1, pass the turn. We could have turn 2 commander, but I think we're going to go an alternate route so we can get our Mural out there even quicker. We draw an Anointed Procession. It's just going our way, it looks like, this game. We're going to play the Arcane Signet. Swinging with the... Actually, no, we're not. We're just going to pass the turn, because in case he had a flashable creature, we do want our Delighted Halfling to live. Is our opponent going to do anything on turn... What is this, 3 for him? It is 3 for him. It's 3 for both of us this cycle. Phyrexian Metamorph as a Arcane Signet. So we're struggling a little bit on mana, it looks like. We draw a Maya. We're going to play the Mural here, and it can't be countered because Delighted Halfling, and now we get to basically play whatever we want on our turn. But that doesn't mean the same on his. Plays another island. Alright. Anything else? You have 5 mana to work with, which is quite a bit in blue. Thassa. Okay, that's fine. Gets to blink nothing. All will be 1. Wow. With the Rosy Cotton too. That's pretty amazing here. We're going to play the All will be 1 first. Swinging with the Mural. And then we're just going to pass the turn after that. Next turn, we're going to play the Rosy Cotton hands down so we can get the All will be 1 triggers unless he bounces it or kills it. But if he doesn't see the route that we're going to be going... Oh, he also gets to make an All will be 1, but it doesn't really matter since I don't know if there's a lot of ways he can make counters in the deck. Alright, here comes Rosy Cotton of South Lane. Here it goes. We need to do a +1/+1 counter. We're going to do it on Mural. All will be 1 deals 1 to his face. Perfect for us. We are going to go to combat, swinging with both these soldiers. We get to create 2 more. We get to make even more +1/+1 counters. We're going to put them both on this soldier so we can do even more damage to our opponent off of this soldier and make it a little bit more protected from anything that might come out on the field. And he can't even play anything because, thanks to Mural, it gets rid of it. So let's see if our opponent is going to just take the damage, or if he has another response. He's looking at the Delighted Halfling right now, which doesn't shut down your abilities. It's this card. Okay, we're waiting on us, actually. Let's go to damage. Down to 10 life. Next turn he is dead if he doesn't have a board wipe. If he does, that's going to be not super great. Jin Cataxius, perfect for us. Ooh, well, that kind of hurts. Well, Thassa, you can blink your Jin if you want. Nope, you don't. Perfect. We're going to grab an Elish Norn. Fantastic. Anointed Procession is going to come out here, and we're going to swing in with the 4/5 Mural. And all of these other little soldiers, we get to create a ton off of Anointed Procession. This is just really funny. We're going to get all of these little triggers as well, and he decides to concede. I mean, I don't blame him at all. We were just getting out of hand so quickly, and he could not keep up. Moving on to the next game. Alright, our hand is looking okay. We're going to mulligan that. We did have some nice ramp, but just not enough land, and it's the same thing with this one. Okay, that's looking a little better. We'll throw the Defense of the Heart at the bottom since we know that we probably won't be able to get that. We'll play the Inspiring Vantage, and then we'll pass the turn. He says hello. We're going to say hello back. Okay, we draw a snow-covered mountain. We're going to play the plains into the arcane signet, and then we're just going to pass the turn. Next turn, if we don't get something else, we're just going to play our commander and hope that it's going to live, and it looks like it will because he's going to be all tapped out. We draw a Peregrine Took, which is not bad. We're going to play the forest. We're going to go into our Baylen, and then we're just going to pass the turn. So Cathar's Crusade is going to be very good if we can get some token creatures. If not, it's not going to do anything. Okay, gets his commander out there. We draw an Impact Tremors, which is fine. We're going to play the Snow-Covered Mountain into the Rosy Cotton. Make a food token. Be able to boost our Baylen a little bit. Now it's a 5-4. We are going to put some pressure on our opponent. He most likely will take it because it is just 5 damage, and he's going to be able to boost his commander up quite a bit. We're just going to pass a turn after that. I wish we had one more token to work with so we can draw off of Baylen. Unstable Obelisk. Okay, so we can pop something if he gets enough mana. Alright, Swiftfoot Boots. He can give his Helena and Elena partners some hexproof. Alright, he equips it. He does do that. He gives it haste as well, but it doesn't matter since it's already been out there. 2-3 coming in. We're going to take the 2-3. And now it's our turn. We draw a Plains. Interesting. We're going to play the Plains here. We're also going to play the... We either play Peregrine or Cathar's Crusade. I think we're going to play the Peregrine so we can get some more bodies out there. We do desperately need something that can make creature tokens, or just a creature in general. We're going to swing in with the 5-4, and I guess I'll swing in with the 1-1-2, bring him down to 14 life, and then we'll pass a turn after that. Looking at Unstable Obelisk, he does have enough mana to activate it. Oh wait, no he doesn't. It has to tap it, correct? Yeah, so he doesn't have enough mana to pop something. But that's not a huge issue. The issue is if he can get some +1/+1 counters on that, or on the other creatures. If he has another creature, it's going to be an issue. Introduction to Annihilation, he gets rid of the Impact Tremors. We draw a Cabaretti Courtyard, so I guess we're thinning our deck out a little bit. We draw another Forest. Wow, that's not useful whatsoever. We'll play the Cathar's Crusade. Let's see if we can kind of search for something that isn't a land, or hope we can shuffle our deck to where we don't keep drawing lands, because we're going to have to search for a land either way. We are going to swing in with the Baylen again. Let's see if our opponent blocks it. It does not. It goes down to 9 life. So it's pretty uneventful both ways. We really do need something that'll make creature tokens, or even just tokens in general, to boost off of Rosy Cotton or Peregrine Took to even make more. Glorious Sunrise. Okay. That's fine. Is there going to be anything else? I mean, that's going to be an issue, just because it can boost and give it trample, but... Okay, he gains 3 life. I'm surprised that he didn't draw a card, but I guess that we're dealing quite a bit of damage. We draw a Defense of the Heart, which is the one that we put back because it was essentially useless. But I guess we'll play it now to try and bait our opponent to not play more creatures. Is defense okay? Okay, he pops the Cathar's Crusade. That's fine. We don't have any responses to that, actually. We're going to grab a Jetmir's Garden. Entering tapped. And then we're just going to play our land for turn. And then swing in with the Baylen again. Let's see if our opponent blocks it. Does not. Bring him down to 7 life, and then we're just going to pass the turn. Or he plays a forest. Is he going to get another creature out there to make it a little bit more eventful than just me kind of powering my way through with Baylen? Yep, he does. Inferno of the Star Mounts, which that's going to hurt. Alright, so he's going to be able to Glorious Sunrise first. I'm assuming he's going to boost off of it, so we can put more +1/+1 counters. No, he makes it to where you can add a ton of mana off of his land. Now he has an 8/8 with haste. Swings in with the 8/8. We have no blockers, or does he? Is he keeping it so he doesn't take damage? Looks like that's what he's doing. Oran Reef Ooze. Alright, gets to put +1/+1 counter on the Helena and Elena. Is that it? Yes, it is. End step, we are going to sacrifice a food. We're going to gain 3. He does have 3, so we do get the Defense of the Heart, thankfully. The question is what do we go off of? I'm very tempted just to take the Ancient Gold Dragon and the Oyer Talk, but I know that there's better options here. Since he does have a attacker that he's going to be trying to swing in with, and he's at low life, we could probably go with the Elish Norn just to get some extra abilities off that, or we can go with Tender Shoot to try and get some Saprolings. We'll have 1 flyer. Actually, let's just put double pressure and go with both the dragons. Consuming Blob is what we draw. We're going to play that. We're not going to swing in. Consuming Blob will trigger. We do get to create a 2/3 and a food. We are going to boost the Ancient Gold Dragon as much as possible with Rosy Cotton, and then we're just going to pass the turn. So the Defense of the Heart is really useful, actually, when your opponent has enough creatures for it to trigger. Helena and Elena does trigger as well as Inferno. Well, not Inferno. He's not going to boost Inferno, he's going to boost the Oran Reef Ooze. Does he have enough mana? Okay, he does. He is going to pretty much have to do the Unstable Obelisk. Llanowar Elves. Okay. Glorious Sunrise. I mean, he's looking at Ancient Gold Dragon. Okay, there it is. He does the Unstable Obelisk on the Ancient Gold Dragon. We don't have any responses to that. That's okay. And then we can just add mana. We don't have enough to draw a card. Okay, we're going to play the Legion War Boss here. Going to go to combat. Be able to boost our Ancient Copper Dragon up quite a bit here. And then we're going to swing in with those 2. He has to block. He's going to block with the 8/8 and the 3/4 Helena and Elena. We're forcing his creatures to die, which is fine. And since both of our dragons are dead, that's okay. We're going to create another 3/4. We're going to boost the... I guess we're going to just start trying to change our board up a little bit, make all of our creatures kind of strong. In case he does have a red board wipe like Burn Down the House. Glorious Sunrise triggers. Does he do the Anthem? Nope, he's just trying to dig a little bit deeper for something. Like a board wipe. Does he have it? Nope. Okay, we're going to do Baylen. We're just going to draw a little bit. 1 card to be exact, which is a little sad. And that's our win con, basically. Unless he has removal, Jetmir is game. Because of the trample ability, we're just going to go to combat. He says good game. I'll give him the GG back. So that was pretty uneventful until the end there, thanks to our Defense of the Heart. That was a really quick game. Moving on to the next. Alright, this hand is really nice. It's a lot of green, but it's also a lot of nice. Going against Joreo, Voice of Zolfer. I probably butchered that name because we have our own in our hand. Another Joreo. But this one can make tokens and help us more. Temple of Mystery tapped, scries 1, puts it on top. Okay, Castle Ardenvale is nice if we had a plains to play it with, but we're going to just play the mountain here into our own Joreo. And we're just going to pass the turn after that. Does our opponent do anything with turn 2? Most likely a Mana Dork or Mana Rock. Let's see it come out here. Well, that gets more mana. Emergent Sequence gets a land. It enters tapped, but it has 2 +1/+1 counters on it. We draw a plains, which is quite nice, so our Ardenvale won't enter tapped. We are going to play our Scoot Swarm here, and then we're just going to swing in with the 1/2 Joreo, and then pass the turn. Plays a Gate to Manorborn. Okay, Topiary Stomper gets him another land, which is perfect for his deck. And we draw a Cathar's Crusade. Fantastic. So we are going to get a Scoot Swarm trigger into a Baylen. And then we are not going to swing in. Can it block, though? That's the question. Can attack or block? He only has 5 lands, so it sounds like 2 free damage coming in. And then we're just going to pass the turn after that. And I doubt that he can get 2 lands in a turn. It is possible, especially in that. Well, there's one. Let's see the second one. Invasion of Zendikar. Well, there you go. I shouldn't have said anything. Well, Topiary Stomper can come through now, which it probably will at the invasion, which we are not going to let that happen. Sadly, it does have vigilance, so it won't be tapped, but either way, we can still work around that. Castle Ardenvale, we're going to grab another Scoot Swarm trigger, as well as our Tender Shoot Dryad, so we can start making some 1/1 Sacrolings to either A, block the Topiary Stomper that's going to be coming every single turn, or B, use it for Baylen's abilities, and hopefully it's the latter half, but it is what it is either way. Boseiju, who endures, comes out there. Jolrael, hello. Let's see what you're going to do about it. Alright, a 4/4. Alright, Awakened Skyclaves come out there. It's just a mana dork. Boseiju. Okay, that's fine. 2 basic lands. Does it do anything else? No, it's just a land addition to his other types. Alright, we draw another Plains, but we're going to play the Cathar's Crusade first. And then a Snow-Covered Plains, so we can get the Scoot Swarm trigger. And then we're also going to play, I guess... Oh, he scoops. Well, that was really quick. We were just controlling the board really quickly, and it was going to get out of hand as well with the Tender Shoot Dryad at every upkeep, just boosting all of our creatures. That was fantastic. Moving on to the next. This hand would have been great if we had a forest, so we're going to have to mulligan that there. That's, well, we can have plenty of ways to get a forest now thanks to Cultivate, so we are definitely going to keep this hand. And it looks like we're going against a mirror match, so I'm going to say hello to our opponent. Let's see if he responds, or unless he's Phage the Untouchable. And he doesn't even say hello to people. Gilded Goose. Alright. Gets a food token. We draw a forest. We're going to play a snow-covered forest and then just pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to play the Tireless Provisioner so we can get some lands or some treasures off of Cultivate. Tokens just in general, really. Does our opponent have another land, or... Okay, Wedding Announcement, he just taps a Gilded Goose so we can make the 1/1 at the end step. That's fine. We draw a Peregrine Took. It doesn't matter. We're still just going to play our original route, going the Tireless Provisioner into the Cultivate next turn. Did our opponent draw another land? Hopefully. No commander out there would be a little rough. Gilded Goose can tap to make another food token. Gets another 1/1. So next turn he'll have the Anthem. We're going to play the Snow-Covered Forest. We're going to grab a treasure. We're also going to do Cultivate here. And we are going to grab a red and another red. So 2 mountains that are covered with snow. We're going to get another Tireless Provisioner trigger. Get another treasure. We're going to play the Baylen here. And then we're just going to pass the turn after that, since he can double block and kill our Provisioner, which that's plenty of value that we don't really just want to waste for some extra damage. So we can play his commander if he really wants to, but I doubt that's the route that he's going to be going, just because there's a lot of better options and he needs to make more creatures, especially with our hand and the board state that we already have. He does have 2 1/1s and a 0/2 Gilded Goose, but that's not going to last long, especially with Baylen's ability. So he is thinking a little bit. He does play his commander. Okay, that's fine. That does give him a little bit of a board state. And he will have the Anthem at the end step with the Wedding Announcement, so that's also okay. Plays Sticky Fingers on Baylen, so gives it Menace. Now it's a 5/4. Thanks to the Anthem. We're going to play the Peregrine Took here into a mountain. We're going to create a treasure. We're going to also create a food thanks to the Peregrine Took. We're going to play the Monologue Tax here. and then we're just going to pass the turn. So he probably will swing in with a Baylen and make the treasure, because we don't really want to block with any of our stuff, but that also leaves us wide open to swing in at him. And thanks to how much we're making tokens and that, we're going to be there pretty quickly. And since we do have 3 lands, now 4, we're going to make some even more tokens. 4 total to be exact. Let's create treasures. We're not going to swing in, because now we can boost our Baylen. So now that he does have 3 mana consistently now, not having to work off of Gilded Goose, potentially 4 if he plays a land, he might be able to open his board up just a little bit more, but we're still quite controlling. Okay, Anointed Procession. Yep, that's fine. And thanks to Baylen as well, I mean, he can make plenty of mana off of that as well. Does he swing in with Baylen, or does he pass the turn? Okay, I'm assuming he passes. He does. We're going to Baylen end step, draw hopefully something that's not a land. Okay, that's really good. We draw Defense of the Heart too. We're going to play the Defense of the Heart because that's just pure value, and since our opponent is trying to get creatures out there, specifically through tokens, it'll be perfect. We're also going to play the Jetmir as well, and then we're just going to go to combat. We're not going to swing in, then we're just going to pass the turn. So hope our opponent doesn't have enchantment removal, because this is about to get really fun. Defense of the Heart is carrying yet another game, unless he gets rid of it, especially going against a token generator deck that deals with all sorts of tokens, especially creature tokens. Defense of the Heart is just a perfect matchup against it. Does he have something that he can dig for more off of Baylen, because he does have 3 tokens to work with, so he can draw. So that might be what he does to try and find enchantment removal. Gets a land, but it's tapped. Is he going to Baylen draw to try and find removal if he does have something like a disenchant? Selvala Eager Trailblazer. Okay, that's pretty good, but that's not going to get rid of Defense of the Heart. Alright, here we go. So we're definitely going to get the Ancient Gold Dragon, and we might as well just triple our tokens as well with the Talk. That was pretty easy to decide on what we're going to be getting here. We're going to play War Leader's Call as well to give our stuff an Anthem and to have essentially an Impact Tremors out there. We're going to create a ton of treasures, all that sorts of stuff. Thank you, Talk, but it's only creature tokens, so that's okay. But Ancient Gold Dragon does like to create creature tokens when it swings in, so that'll be perfect for that. We are going to swing in with the Baylen, and let's see what our opponent does in response. Does he block? He does not. We are going to tap 4 untapped tokens we control to boost Baylen up quite a bit here. We're going to do that again to deal him 13 damage to his face. Thank you, Jetmir, and thank you, Baylen, for giving yourself those +1/+1 counters. Does our opponent have anything in response? Does he have a board wipe? Something like a Vanquish the Horde, a Doomscar, or even a 4-drop because he can Baylen. Okay, he does Path to Exile the Baylen, which is fine, because we can still win with Ancient Gold Dragon. We're going to search for a basic land, and thanks to our tireless provisioner, we'll be able to get even more tokens off of that. We're going to put our commander back in the command zone. So here's some more tokens. Thank you for that. We're going to choose Treasure, and he decides to concede. So that game we were just at the advantage basically the entire time, and then Defense of the Heart was just the cherry on top. Moving on to the next. Wow, our hand is looking fantastic. We are going to keep that going against Ariette the Beguiler. Okay, we're going to play a Razorverge Thicket into a Delighted Halfling, a fantastic turn 1, and pass the turn. Let's see if our opponent has a similar turn. He does not place an island, which is a little suspicious, but it's not suspicious enough for a Scoot Swarm to come out there, and then we're just going to pass the turn after that. Next turn we will get a Scoot Swarm trigger Hopefully if he doesn't kill it. Cold Steel Heart, well, that's not a kill spell, that's just some more mana ramping. We are going to play a Sundown Pass, create a 1/1 little insect, and we are also going to play a Smothering Tithe for our opponent to deal with, because that card's really annoying and it just gives us pure value. Let's see if our opponent has anything in response to the Smothering Tithe. There is removal, and since he did choose white, I believe he does have the right amount of mana for Artifact and Enchantment Destruction. Smothering Tithe, will it go through or does he pay 2 mana? I'm assuming it goes through because he doesn't really have a lot of mana to work with. It does, perfect for us, plays a command tower. Does he play his commander? There it is. Alright. What does this do? Oh, so he gets to gain control of stuff that has auras. That is our stuff. Well, that's not going to live for very longer. We're going to get rid of that. Gets to gain 4 life, and when we are also going to play the Baylen here after he lets us. Perfect, and it can't be countered if he had a Pact of Negation, which is quite few and far between, especially when you only have 4 mana to work with. We're going to swing in for a total of 2, bring him down to 26, because we gave him so much life off these swords. We're going to have to bring him down a little bit more. Does he have the land that he needs? Well, he first has to draw for Smothering Tithe to go through. Does he let it go through, or does he pay it? Let's see it. Okay, lets it go through. Perfect for us. We are in card draw range with Baylen, so in case he kills it. He's looking at Smothering Tithe, so he might have removal and Baylen as well. So there might be a bit of... I don't even know. Casualties of War has green, so that wouldn't make sense. Let's see what he ends up playing. He plays an island. Let's see if he will play something else. Can't play his commanders out of his commander range. He might have a board wipe. Meat Hook Massacre wouldn't be terrible. It would get rid of all of our stuff for 3 mana. He wouldn't be able to gain much off of it though, because it's the alchemy version. Pass to attackers. Ends the turn. We're going to Baylen at the end step to tap these 3 to draw another card. Draw a Joel Rail. Well, that would be perfect, and it is going to be perfect since we're going to be able to make cats when we draw our second card every turn, which is what we're going to do by using Baylen to do so. So we're going to use Baylen to tap 3. We're going to tap these 3. We are going to draw another card. Joel Rail will trigger. We're going to make a 2/2 green cat creature token. And then we're also going to play the Jetmir. Let's see if he has a counter spell or a board wipe of some sort for this. I'm assuming not. Well, this is going to be a lot of damage coming in unless you have something that can flash in. Swinging in with the 6/3, and we're going to leave the Scoot Swarm alone because in case he does have something that can flash in, it will hurt us to lose the Scoot Swarm since it's just pure value in the deck. No response, bring him down to 20 life unless he has a board wipe next turn or something similar. Our opponent's not in a very good scenario. It will be game. Smothering Tithe will trigger. Let's see if our opponent is going to pay the 2 mana for it. He does not. We get to create another treasure token. Plains triggers. Well, he triggers nothing. He plays a Plains. What else are you going to play? Are you going to play your commander again? He does. Well, it does have lifelink, but lifelink doesn't help when you're about to die. We're going to play the King Darien, and then we're also going to play the... Actually, no, we're not going to play the Elesh Norn. Everything is double strike and trample. We're going to swing all in. There's really nothing that our opponent can do. He can gain a little bit of life off of the Ariete, but with Jetmir, it's essentially game if we have more than 7 creatures. So he's going to block 1, I'm assuming, or just let it all go through since he has no response. And he decides to scoop him up. So that was a fantastic game 5. This deck is so fun to play. It's just pure value with Baylen as soon as you get tokens out there. And it's really easy to do in Naya tokens. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And the deck list is always in the description. Thank you for watching.